some new beard balm.
All right, mark this motherfucker. Do you want to intro this one?
I do.
Oh, go for it.
Welcome back to Jared and Lincoln Go to the Movies. I'm Jared.
I'm Lincoln. He got the title right.
Oh, see? That's how it's done. So today we are going to be talking about, Us. The new Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah, so we actually were fortunate enough to go to the midnight screening on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now
Saturday.
a couple days later, and we are just finally getting to do the review of this movie because he needed some nap time. But it's all good. I don't hold it against you.
I'm a growing boy.
So essentially, we're gonna break this video kind of into two parts, like a part one, part two. So the first part being spoiler free. We're just gonna kind of talk about our overall general feelings of the movie. I'm gonna turn that off. And yeah, super rude. And hey Siri, let's just do this. Oh no, I can't do that. Shit. Oh no, fucking everything up. She's like, "Are you filming right now?" Yes.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Back to this. What was I saying?
We're going to do a spoiler-free review now, and then we're going to post a second one.
Really quick, we're going to try to keep it short.
Yeah.
And then we're going to cut to that. We're going to throw you over to the other video if you've already seen the movie, or if you
don't care about
just
spoilers.
Don't care, and you're like,
yeah,
I want to see what these guys thought. And we'll go a little bit, quite a bit more into depth in the other video. But for now,
Us.
General thoughts. Let's kind of go through the cast, and because it's a good cast.
Very good cast, yeah. So obviously Jordan Peele's second movie, director of Get Out, the surprise hit of, I think it was last year it came out, or maybe the year before.
2017, I believe.
I really love that movie, so I was really excited to see if you could kind of, I guess, capture lightning in a bottle again.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one stars Lupita Nyongo. I hope I said that right. And Winston Duke, who you might remember from M'Baku from the Avengers and Black Panther.
Right.
And Elizabeth Moss. And
Tim Heidecker.
Tim Heidecker as well.
Tim and Eric fame.
Yep, absolutely.
He's in it. Also, the kids. Shahadi Wright Joseph.
I'm not going to attempt.
Nope.
There's some kids in the movie.
She plays Zora, the young girl of Winston Duke and Lupita's characters, and Evan Alex, he plays Jason, the youngest son of Lupita and Winston's characters, and starting with those two actually, they are fantastic in this movie.
Yeah,
those
absolutely.
Kids are inherently hard to work with.
Yep.
And I guess they're getting closer to, because she looks a little older. She looks like she's in her mid-teens probably.
She looks to be anywhere between 13 to 16 is kind of hard to tell.
And man, like both of those kids, just like because there's obviously it's a horror film, so there's quite a few like scary things going on, but just like their commitment to the terror.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute terror on their faces and stuff like that is
just like the extreme scenario that
and it's just like the actor's name is escaping me right now, but the lead in Get Out,
it's a Daniel something,
something like that. But even like his like that famous shot of him sitting in the chair like frozen and a single tear rolling down his face, like fuck, that is such really like that. Oh my god, that's this. It's very. And not to take away from Lupita or Winston, but because they're Winston's so funny in this movie.
Yeah.
He's
so naturally funny too. And
exactly.
Like it doesn't none of that's something I wanted to touch on. Is one thing I really appreciated about this movie is the humor. None of it felt forced. No. Do you know what I mean? He's just a naturally funny guy, and I think one of the movie's strengths is that the humor that's dropped into the movie. Jordan Peele, he'll ratchet up the tension, but then he'll make you laugh and just kind of remind you, like, you know what, you're here to have fun. Like, you're here to be entertained.
Absolutely.
And I think it worked effortlessly in this movie. Yeah. So, yeah. But the other thing I was going to say, I noticed somebody commented on one of our posts about, I don't have anybody watch scary movies. Some people are like, how scary is this movie? I would say this movie is only scary if you've never seen a scary movie before. The movie is more tense than anything. There's a few jump scares here and there, which we can talk about later. But overall, it's more about tension and mystery than anything. So I wouldn't be, if you're not into horror movies,
tension, mystery, and just the terror aspect of it. Where it's just like because you don't understand what's happening, and neither do the characters. So you're kind of right along there with them, like, why is this happening? And then you get more twists and turns thrown at you. That kind of start this whole spiral of like, what, like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, what? Okay, what? How did what happened? So, which we will talk in detail in the next video, but overall, talking to that, it's scary if you've never seen a scary movie before. It's not. It's like Get Out. What the first, like I going into Get Out, I thought Get Out would be quite a lot scarier than it was, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's an excellent film. And there's a couple. It's not a traditional horror film in the jumps and scare, and it's more of just like the, oh my god, why, like, A, why is this happening? B, like, when is it gonna stop? Like, please just make everything that's happening stop. So I will agree with you. It's not an exceptionally scary movie.
But overall, Lupita Nyongo absolutely put on a kind of like a masterclass, in my opinion, in this movie.
100%.
Unbelievable.
Drives it home.
And unfortunately, like, I don't know if she'll get recognized come Oscar season. This movie's coming out too early. But absolutely incredible. Like, honestly, worth the price of admission alone.
Touching on that, like, let's unpack that for a second. Do you, having seen the movie now, do you think it's Oscar worthy?
Gonna put me on the spot.
Take like a big long to think about it. No, like, genuinely, do you think, because Get Out obviously won best original screenplay at the Oscars. Why is my nose so itchy?
I don't know.
Do you think that this movie is Oscar worthy?
I think, as a whole, I don't think the movie is Oscar worthy.
Okay.
I think what she did, I think she definitely needs to be in consideration. The second character that she plays, the one that's shrouded in mystery.
That's not a spoiler, because like that's in the trailer where they look out and then they're sitting on the couch and the kid says like, they're us, and then they kind of that's not a spoiler.
That character, like, I don't want to say I had nightmares about her, but her take on that character definitely sat with me for a bit, and not in a good way.
I really liked it.
But yeah, she was great, and I do think she deserves to be in the conversation.
And any movie where you have to play multiple roles, is it's quite the undertaking, and this is like you're playing two roles for the whole movie. So that's like that right there alone is I think Oscar worthy, because they're two totally different variations on the same character.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, I thought the movie was absolutely excellent. I think I enjoyed Get Out slightly more just because it was more of a surprise. I think I had to go in with this one with like super high expectations based on how much I like Get Out.
Fair enough.
But this one was great. The cinematography was amazing.
It's a beautiful movie.
Absolutely. Like,
Jordan Peele is a fantastic director.
And it's amazing looking back on the movie, how many visual cues he gives you
ahead of time
that you're just not really paying attention to.
Of course.
And so, I mean, I think he's going to do great with the Twilight Zone when that comes out.
Oh my God, Jordan! Yeah. The fact that he's heading up the Twilight Zone is,
and that's kind of what this felt like to me. Now I think it's a prolonged Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and excuse me. Now that you say that, it's very interesting that this is kind of leading into now the Twilight Zone's coming in. Yeah, you're right. It almost does feel like a very almost like Black Mirror, when they're like, oh, we're going to put out like a 90-minute episode, but it's like basically a feature-length film, right?
Absolutely.
This does genuinely feel like something that the Twilight Zone would have done.
Yeah,
so that,
for sure.
And that could just be like, maybe he had intended this film for the Twilight Zone and was just like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna write.
I like this story
a whole
too much,
100-page script, and we're gonna go
Absolutely.
to camera on this thing.
If I had any gripes for this movie, it's not even. I wouldn't even call it a gripe. It's the kind of movie that I feel that the more you think about it from logically, I think you're gonna pick it apart. But for from the allegorical side, is that the right word? Allegorical? Because the movie is basically one big analogy.
Oh, 100%.
It works excellently. I had a great time with it. I can't really fault it for too much. Apart from that, there's some things I'm like, oh, that doesn't really make sense, which we can talk about a bit later. But overall, like I thought, I had a blast with it.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the biggest thing about. That's the biggest thing about it is you know, for me, like I've talked about in previous episodes, was I entertained? Hell yeah, I was entertained. You know, like there were moments that made me jump, and there were you know, where I'm sitting there and it just like sucked right in, where it's like what I really want to know what is happening.
Yeah.
And so it overall I'm incredibly impressed. I think you're right with the because the unfortunate thing, it's not even remotely close to the same movie as Get Out.
No,
but that is the kind of, I guess, an unfortunate side effect of
it's the bar he set.
Well, no, I just mean in terms of like being the director of both, you're always going to compare one to the other.
Yeah.
And it is an apples and oranges kind of
Absolutely,
debate.
Completely different stories.
I definitely did like Get Out, the story of Get Out more, I think, a little bit. But this one I felt a lot weirder.
Oh,
because Get Out, like when you get to the end of Get Out, that is a weird movie. And like it's one of those like, Get Out is like a B movie that, you know, A-listers played in and went to the Oscars. Like that one was just like you said, lightning straight flash in the pan kind of thing. And boy, and it just like, I wanted so badly, like I'm so happy that movie won, because it's one of those like weird little things that wasn't like, you know, Mary Queen of Scots, or like, you know, like something traditional. That's like super. And don't get me wrong, I love dry movies, but wanted so badly for Get Out to win. This one is far weirder.
Absolutely.
And in some ways, I love this one more than Get Out. But it you know what I mean? Like there's some stuff about this movie where I'm like, man, that was dope.
Yeah.
And I loved that he did that, versus, you know, so it's really hard to kind of, for me to compare it to Get Out. I guess at this point I love them both equally.
Yeah.
And he is a fantastic director, for one.
Yeah.
The performances he's pulled out of his actors in these movies are just, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about Lupita and like the kids I was saying at the beginning. Yeah. Like they're so good. And he's very good at getting what he wants. And then on top of that, he's so inventive. Like Absolutely. He's so creative.
Yeah.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's really what we need in film right now. Is these inventive, creative filmmakers coming in and making weird fucking movies. Yeah. It's like it's almost like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, right?
Sticks, yeah.
Like it's borderline that, but but everyone going into the production of that movie they knew this was going to work.
Yeah,
absolutely. They knew this movie was going to play, because in all of the marketing, it's like from the producers of Get Out.
Yeah.
Blumhouse, it's a Blumhouse.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Blumhouse taking a chance on Jordan Peele.
Yep.
A guy who really made his name as an improv or sketch comic on, you know, Mad TV with Key and Peele and all those shows, like taking a chance on somebody where he's like, hey, like I've got a horror film and stuff like that, like really taking a chance on him and absolutely knocking it out of the park on the first one. And in my opinion, like I'd say he knocked it out of the park again.
I'd agree. Yep.
He brought a lot of really talented and cool people together to make this thing. And
Absolutely.
I really cannot wait to see what else he does, because it's like it's so bizarre.
It's the rare like cinematic treat that we get where it's like you know, it's like you said, super weird, shrouded in mystery,
and you can tell.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to cut you off. You can tell that they gave him more money to do this one.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Get Out has just this slight hint of like, okay, we made this for like maybe a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
Us has this like, okay, like we grew up.
Yeah.
Like we grew. Like, I don't know what the budget was on it. We can probably look that up. It might be on. I don't know if you want to look through there, but honest.
It would be under production,
something like that. But it
definitely felt like there was
there's
more money behind it.
And not that Get Out. I'm not saying Get Out's a bad looking film at all. It just and it doesn't feel cheap.
No.
He sometimes in film you just work with what you have.
Yep.
And he knocked it out of the park. With Us, it's like they were like, oh shit, Get Out was really good. Here's like a shitload more money. So I'm really hoping that Us does really well at the box office, so they're like, all right, here's like another scoop of money, and just like, because I want to see
ideas.
what this guy's gonna like, what else this guy's gonna make, because he is fantastic. So cutting off the spoiler-free video,
we should first give it our review.
No, that's what that's what I'm getting to.
Not bad.
I know what I'm doing. Ooh. I've done this a couple times. So like I said, cutting off the spoiler-free review. What rating are you going to give this one out of 0 to 5, The Last Jedi? 0 being the best film of the year, 5, The Last Jedi meaning it's dog shit.
I'm going to go ahead and give this a 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Wow. A 1.
A 1, yeah.
All right. For me, I am going to say this was a 0.5.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you were gonna go worse than me.
No. Genuinely, the only reason it didn't get a 0 for me is it just it's. I think that's a great question that I just asked myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's not the best film of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely 0.5. I'm gonna give it 0.5. Like it's getting top marks
for sure.
It is in my top films of this year so far. Yeah. So anyway, for this episode of Jared and Lincoln Go to the Movies, make sure to jump over to the spoiler-filled episode to catch where we go in depth about Us and not us, the us.
Us.
Yeah, jump over to that episode and we'll continue this conversation a lot more in depth and really break the film down. Probably learn a lot about ourselves in the process. But for this episode, I am Lincoln.
I'm Jared.
All right, go to the movies.